Good day, YouTubers. Today I have a very special unboxing, one that I have been looking forward to for quite some time. This piece has been out for a while and I was on the fence about it. I finally pulled the trigger on it. I paid a bit of a markup, but here it is, the Mjolnir Thor's hammer from EFX Collectibles. So this piece, I was on the fence of it for a while because the last company that had done a Thor's hammer official licensing was Museum Replicas, and I wanted it, but the final product was quite a bit of a mess. It was really, really bad, and that one retailed for $400. This one retailed for $30 north of that, and I didn't know about or I didn't know the reputation EFX had for their replicas. So I had to actually wait for this piece to actually come out and see some pictures and opinions on it before I would actually decide to spend that kind of money on this. So as you see, the brown shipper box is actually the box itself. There's no box art, just that top layer piece of cardboard with Thor holding his hammer. That's all the box art you're going to get. Pretty much that's typical from what I've heard for EFX collectibles. I guess it's a little more efficient and less costly on their behalf. Under that cardboard piece, the first thing we have on top is going to be the base for the hammer itself. Please bear with me. I'm going to be very gentle and careful with this because everything from the base to the hammer itself has a finish quality to it. So you got to be very, very careful and slow. Again, I apologize. Just bear with me. These next two pieces are part of the base as well. Everything on the top layer of the base and these two pieces seem to be made of a plexiglass or an acrylic of some sort, and it's felted on the inside as well as so as not to scratch the actual hammer itself. Next, we have the little nameplate where you would put your edition number of your piece on. This is the carrying bag for the hammer if you're crazy enough to do that. We'll get to those in a little bit. And of course, here we have the big bad boy himself. It's pretty hefty. It has some weight to it. It weighs about 8 pounds, although it feels a little more than that. Here is everything that is in this package. Everything is still bagged and wrapped up, so we're going to start digging in just a moment right now. Take a quick look, and let's get into it. I'm going to start with the bag because, or the carrying bag for the hammer, because this is what I'm going to rest it on as we go along here. This bag is very nice because it's got like a felt to it, the material. It's thick. It's fairly thick too. Of course, I would never consider carrying the hammer around in anything. Like through crowds, cosplay, or whatever. So I will not be using this bag, but it's nice that they added that for you. It's a nice little added touch. The Mjolnir that Museum Replicas made. Now that was actually an alloy that they made it out of, and although that's what we would like, the final product was not very well put together. It was just not a good product at all. This Mjolnir made by EFX Collectibles it's polystone, which is strange. It's a hammer. You can't really use it. But in doing that, they were able to work more on the finish of the hammer. And for a piece like this, you're not really going to wield it and hit anything and stuff like that. It's a showpiece. It's just something that you just put on your mantle. And I don't have too many gripes about it being polystone when you really think of it in that fashion. EFX said that their staff was trained by the developers of the Mjolnir hammer from the studios that made it for the film, and so it's as close to a replica authenticity as we'll probably get anytime soon. And this hammer is from the Avengers movie line. If you noticed the hammer Mjolnir in the first Thor, it had a much darker handle than the Avengers one. If you're planning on getting this piece, don't do what I'm doing right now, trying to, peel all this tissue back with a razor. You don't want any hard or sharp objects near this piece. I didn't really understand what I was getting myself into. Fortunately, there were no incidents, but this piece is all about its finish. You definitely do not want to scratch it up. Aside from being immediately wowed by the head of this hammer, I instantly noticed that it's not one entire piece, not the head. It's four pieces put together. We'll get to that in a moment. Again, please do not bring a razor this close to this piece. The leather underneath can easily be damaged. I got really lucky. Aside from the strap, as we peel back this last piece of tissue, it's one piece of leather that has been masterfully wrapped up the handle. The precision going up in between each of those spines is very, very impressive. As we start getting up to the head of the hammer itself, the finish is so incredible. The wear and the simulated wear on it is so authentic, and the mirror finish quality. You standing or just having it sit in one spot, it's very, very. You'd be hard pressed to believe that it was polystone and not actual some type of alloy itself. This little envelope that comes with the hammer is where pretty much your documentation and where your piece is numbered at. This piece was numbered at, or the one that I got was numbered at 754. As we open this envelope, we will see pretty much the warranty. Looks like the certificate of authenticity, some registration cards. Um, a description of Mjolnir itself, if you didn't know what you bought. And here is the little numbered plaque for that plate holder, that the nameplate holder we were talking about earlier, with your numbered edition engraved inside. Some people have expressed that they are not or have not been happy with the base that was provided. I am on the other spectrum. I think it's absolutely spectacular. Um, the quality, the just the how it looks wet all the time with the piece of plexiglass or acrylic on top, and then just underneath it you have a piece of like aluminum to really give that reflective surface a shine. And it's all detachable too. Those four screws on the base end can be removed, so you can remove the metal plate. And I'll show you why I did that afterwards. The very bottom black portion of the base is actually wood. So this base is actually comprised of quite a few pieces. The wood being at the bottom, the piece of aluminum in the middle, then the piece of plexiglass at the top, all being screwed down by those four bolts on the corners. Here is everything pretty much put together. Now we're going to get to the nameplate. The idea or concept that they put to make this nameplate is pretty cool. It's not bolted down onto the base, so you can have some kind of variation as far as trying to display the name right here. I think that's pretty cool that they went that. It's different from what we typically see in collectibles like this. The nameplate itself is also another type of alloy. It's like a metal or aluminum. It's a little more rigid and stiff than aluminum, so I don't know exactly what it is, but it definitely stands out. And there's your serial number right there. Again, very cool that they went and did this. It looks a little more high end upscale. So let's just look at the base all assembled right here. And I hope you can get an appreciation for this base because it's just so nice. The marble right there is actually etched in. It's not painted on. I actually took it out and tested that for myself. But you know, a piece this grand deserves a base that's equally just as grand, just to because you want to display it just right. It looks like the hammer is floating, and that's probably the idea that is behind it. In my opinion, pretty much every facet of this piece is impressive. From the base, its nameplate, the construction of the base itself, to the piece, of course, the finish of the head of the hammer. It's astounding. It's so lifelike and so just it like for a replica, like it's hard to believe that we can actually buy things like these nowadays from movies that we adore and love. This piece, when it comes down to it, it's a 1-to-1 scale, and these are supposed to look movie authentic and lifelike. And EFX is they're doing a good job of representing their company if they keep on making products with this kind of um, finish and quality control. One thing for me to point out, it bugged me, but I checked back in the movie. The orientation of the straps right there, how it comes out, is accurate to the Avengers, as opposed to Thor: The Dark World and the original Thor movie, where the straps come out on the other, flipped on the other from where the hammer head is parallel. These spines that spiral up and down with the leather is so masterfully crafted, and they even added a little piece of leather right there in the triangle. I mean, that's detail for you. I'm trying my best to get the lighting and to get as close shots as I can to convey just how beautiful this finish is. And as I see it on video, it looks great, but in person, I promise you, it just looks so much better. So if you can only imagine. As I stated earlier, this hammer is the hammer head itself is comprised of 4 pieces. As you can see, this end as well as the other end where the scriptures are on, that those are actual separate pieces. You can kind of see the seam, and maybe most people don't notice it, and it's really hard to notice. But I do see things like that, and it does bug me a little bit. The last piece is the disc that's on the very very top of the hammer as well. So as far as the hammerhead goes, it's those are the 4 pieces constructed. Here is that disc that I was talking about at the very top of the hammer that is separate. It's hard to read any of the scriptures on there unless you really read as Guardian, but yeah, this is the last piece that is constructed. So let me show you how I have the hammer displayed. I told you earlier that the base is you can separate the pieces and remove the aluminum piece. And the reason I wanted to do that was because I removed the aluminum piece and actually met with Stan Lee and had him autograph that piece itself. I so as to not get the rub off, if you get his signature on the acrylic piece itself or even on the hammer, it'd be, it would just be too much in the way. So I went with having him autograph the aluminum plate underneath. In the end, I have to say I love this piece. EFX Collectibles is going to make a great name for themselves if they keep making products like this, which is why I'm looking forward to their Captain America replica shield, which I have on ordered. It is delayed, just as this hammer was. So yes, they make great products. You're just going to end up having to wait a lot longer than you may expect to have them. But yes, great piece, spectacular. It retailed for $430 originally. The markup is getting higher and higher as time goes by because the Marvel Cinematic Universe is only getting stronger and stronger. It's just picking up. We're halfway through the Avengers timeline right now. So if you want to get this for even not without it killing you, you might want to do that sooner if you haven't done so already. This piece was limited to about 1,000 worldwide, they're definitely they sold out of them already, but you can get them on the secondhand market. Anyways, thanks guys for watching. I appreciate the views. I hope I was able to convey what this piece represents. I hope you enjoyed it and it helped you out. Please stop by and check me out again if you're interested in any stuff like this for the future. I'll keep uploading as oftenly as I can. I love doing it for you guys. Thank you so much. I really, really do appreciate it.